Okay, so Be'ezras Hashem, we're going to continue with the Hakdama of the Sefer Zohar Kadosh. And we're at the end of the journey of Rabbi Elazar and Rav Abba towards Rav Abba's father-in-law, Rav Yossi ben Lukanish. And what they encountered was the son of Rav Hamnuna Saba, who turned out to be the secret of Ben Yoyada, who turned out to be the secret of Rav Hamnuna Saba himself, revealing the depths of secrets along the path. And here we find them coming back down and re-entering into reality, re-entering into society and part of the Chavraya. So once Rabbi Shimon saw them, Rabbi Chayzer, 2 lines. Chadi Rabbi Shimon smiled. Amar Loin, he said to them, it's obvious that you've gone down a path of ascendancy and ascendant creatures have come down to you. For I saw a vision of you with Ben Yoyada, the Kamashader Lechu Train Itchen Al Yada Dechad Sabal Itchen, who was crowning you with 2 crowns through the hand of the Tzaddik, through the hand of the Saba. Vada, it's obvious, says Rabbi Shimon, that you are on the path of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Su dechamine anpaychu mishainen, I see that your faces are shining. Rav Yossi says, because he saw Rabbi Shimon was even greater than a Navi. He was able to discern exactly what was happening. Rabbi Elazar came and sat at the knees, sat at the lap of Rabbi Shimon, and he began to tell him over what had happened. Rabbi Shimon was terrified and he cried. Amar, the pasuk says in Chabakuk, Hashem shamati shemecha yeresi. Hashem, I have heard you, I have truly heard you, and I was terrified, I was afraid. Haikra Chabakuk Amar. This secret is the one that was given over by Chabakuk. Chabakuk is the neshama of Yitzchak Avinu, as the Arizal spends so much time describing in this week's parsha, the secret of the ore that's oila from the nukva of tzaddik that munaso yichya, that Chabakuk v'hi'imid al achas, which is the Mesiras Nefesh on Emunah, the secret of Yitzchak Avinu, as we're going to see mamish. And so Hashem Shamati Shemecha, I heard you and I was afraid. Haikra Chabakuk Amar, Chabakuk taught this, says Rabbi Shimon, B'shaisa Dechama Misasa, V'tkayim Ayada da Alisha. In the moment that Chabakuk saw the secret of his death and the ascension again back to life, the Tchias HaMesim that took place through Elisha. Amay Ikru Chabakuk. Why is he referred to as Chabakuk? Because Chabakuk was the Ben Hashunamis who passed away, and Elisha came and brought him back to life. Why is his name Chabakuk? Begin Dechsiv, as the pasuk says, L'moyed Hazeh ke'eschaya eschebek esben. At this moment, Elisha says, I'm going to return back to bring life to the Chebek esben, and that language of Chebek is the language of Chabakuk. V'dabara du Shunamis ava. And Chabakuk was the son of the Shunamis, who Elisha brought back to life. And there were 2 moments of connectivity, there were 2 moments of Ischabris. One was with Chabakuk and the Or of Bina, the light of the mother, and one was with the Or of Malchus, with the Or of Teferes and Malchus, which was the Or of the son, Piv el Piv. Ishkachana b'Safra de Shlomo, says Rabbi Shimon, I found in the book of Shlomo Malka, I found in the book of Shlomo Melech. Shama Galifa de Shiva v'Train Shimon Iglif Aloy b'Teven Kegin da Asvin da Alphabet Iglif Bei Advay b'Kadmisa Kadmis Parchamine. That what Elisha truly did was he rewrote upon him the 72 names of the Rebbeinu Shleilim, the 72 3-letter permutations that create the 216-letter name of the Rebbeinu Shleilim, the name of Kriyas Yamsuf, the Or Mufla Remal of the Shem Ayim Beis, which represents Chachma, of Yichud Ilah, of Soivev Kol Alman. And that's how Chabakuk, that's how Elisha Hanavi brought Chabakuk back to life, by re-engraving these names. This is why Chabakuk's name is Chabakuk. It comes from a language of chokak, of engraving. There was a re-engraving of these letters, and these letters were not engraved for the first time. Begin the aspen the alphabet the iglif be avoy bekadmisa kadmis parchumine. That rather it was a re-engraving of those letters that were engraved upon him originally, through which his father brought him into existence, through those letters, through those osios of those 216 letters. And when he passed away, those letters flew away from him, like the Sefer Torah that's Nisraf with the osios pareach ba'avir. And now that Elisha came and connected and was mitziached, he rewrote upon this child Chabakuk all of the 72 names again. V'asvin the ilin shivin v'chein shimon galifun inun me'esin v'shister asvin. And these 72 letter names, these 72 permutations of 3 letters that come from the 3 psukim of Kriyas Yamsuf, they spell out the 216 letters. V'kula asvin iglif beruche. And all of those letters were engraved once again. Beruche, Elisha begin the Kaimen leba asvan the Shivin v'trein Shimon, Bekarin le Chabakuk. And all of these letters were emergent from the light of Elisha in order to breathe life back into the secret of bringing life back to Chabakuk. Vihu Amar, and Chabakuk is the one who says, Hashem Shamati Shemecha Yeresi. Hashem, I have heard what you have said, and I was terrified. Shamana ma dahavi le da'atamina mehahu alma udechilna. He says, I have heard what you have done to me, and I have tasted from that world of Misa, that alma da'asi udechilna, and I was afraid. Shara lemisvarachman al nafshay, and he requested compassion on his soul. V'amar Hashem pa'alecha da'avdali b'kerev shanim yehoin chayehu. Hashem, you have engaged wonders for me within life itself to draw down life, kamay chayev, like my previous life. Kol man is kasha b'inan shanim kadmonios. Each and every person is makusha to those shanim kadmonios, the sipurim maisios of shanim kadmonios. The sipurim maisios of Rabbi Nachman and Shanim kadmonios on a certain level are hamshacha of the or of Rabbi Shimon and the Zohar Kadosh. Kol man is kasha b'inan shanim kadmonios. Anyone who's attached to those previous ancient days that are so present in our mind, the previous parts of ourselves, chayin is kashrim. They're going to be connected to life. It's going to announce that there's life here, and it's going to announce it to that place where there's no life whatsoever. Rabbi Shimon cries, I am also terrified of HaKadosh Baruch Hu based on what I've heard. Zakiv Yodai al Reisha, he raised his hands above his head. What you have merited along that journey was to see Rav Hamnuna Saba, that or of the Das of Moshe, that or Kitov, that emerged and that shined its light. You merited to see it face to face, and I, says Rabbi Shimon, was not zeicha to this. Nafal al anpe v'chamele ma'akar turin min her shragin behecholad malka mashicha. They fell on their faces and they saw there was an uprooting of mountains in the chamber of Melech Mashiach. Amar le Rabbi Bahahu Alma Tahoin Shriven Mare Upen Kamikut Shabrichu. Rav Hamnuna Saba comes along and he says that in that future place, we're going to be side by side, Rabbi Shimon. From that day forward, he referred to Rabbi Elazar and Rav Abba by the name of Pniel, that place that Yaakov Avinu arrived at, Pnei Kel, the face of the Rebbeinu Shloim Kavyachol. For you have been zeicha to see that Hiskalos, that or Mufla Ramal of Das Ila, of the secret of Lavyathan, of that or that gives life back to Chabakuk, that re-engraving of the letters, because they were zeicha to see that they were referred to as Pniel, as Panim El Panim, Be'ezras Hashem.